Hello and welcome to my channel. You know, a couple weeks ago I got out my Captain America to show off his suit. It's one of Dan Hayes' super suits. And you know, when I got him out, I was taking a look at my other Avengers, and I've got, I think, the entire set here except for two. I got my Hulk. This guy is from a classic TV Toys muscular body and a head that I got off of, I think it was James Rogovoy over on eBay. That face looks cool, doesn't it? Only a mother could love that. And then I have my Iron Man. It's a world's greatest head sculpt. I think it's their War Machine head sculpt. And it's a bodysuit by Dr. Mego. That bodysuit's really cool. I think he has them on sale right now. And then I have my no paint Black Panther. This guy was super easy. A world's greatest head. Comes in black already. And just threw it on a classic TV Toys body and an outfit that I picked up from them too. That was an easy one to do. So is this Thor, you know? It's a Conan head, and the other accessories came from classic TV Toys, the boots, the Black Knight tunic. This right here is Hammer, comes from World's Greatest, and this is one of my favorite accessories. This thing is just beautiful. So I've got my Avengers here, but I'm missing Hawkeye, you can see. So I'm gonna have to do a Hawkeye. I don't know which Hawkeye to do. Should I do the movie version, or should I do the old school purple outfit? You guys let me know what you want to see in the comments below. I'm also missing Black Widow. So you know what, in order to round out my little team here, I'm gonna have to put together a couple of figures. One being a Hawkeye. You guys let me know which one you think I should do. And of course the Black Widow. So let me go online and see what I can find. Perhaps I can put together my own custom Black Widow. I think it's pretty possible. So I hope you stay tuned. Well, just a short internet search, and I found two heads that would work. This one right here. I like that one, but I think I like this one better. And they're both the same, I don't know, €3. What's that? 350, something like that. So, I mean, they're not super expensive. See, I like this one. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go with this one and get this one printed out. You know, since I'm looking for files, I might as well look for something for her bracelet. And I found this one online. I'll include a link in the description below. It's a free file, and I think it might just work. Well, here I have the three files that I'm going to use. I've got the head that I downloaded. I also have this right here. I use this as a sizing guide for creating customs in Mego scale. And then I have this little, I guess, head adapter. So let me go ahead and get this head down to the size that I need. I'm going to scale it. I'm going to go with 75 because it's 1/6, right? So if I bring it down to 1/9 scale, oh, I can't even do this. It should be 75%, right? So let me put in 75. That looks about right. Let me move it up and see if it's Hmm, 75. I guess that looks pretty good. I'm going to bump it up just a tad. I'm going to go 76. Okay, now that that's done, let me get rid of my Lincoln head. And I'm going to bring in my little neck adapter. And I'm going to drop it in the center of my figure here. Let me make it a little bit bigger. So I want it to fill that little gap. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a hole in here so that I can attach the head. Oops. Okay, I'm going to move it up. A little bigger, it looks like. I think that has it. And then next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this file and bring it back in so that I can drill a hole in there. So I go to File, Export, and I'm going to call it My Model. I'll just bring it in. My model. And I'm going to delete this one and use this one as the basis for punching a hole in there to attach it to the neck. It's pretty easy. I've got a punch feature right here, and I usually keep it standard for my female heads. I'll give you the dimensions in just a second as soon as it's finished repairing. Okay, I'm going to delete this one. And let me move this one up. Punch is right here. Okay, the outer circle is 8 millimeters, the inside is 6, and the extended length is 6, and the groove depth is 7 millimeters. So I'm going to use this as my punch. And I'm just going to put it right there in the center. And you can see that it's produced a nice little hole. So I'm going to go ahead and get this printed, and we'll take a look at it. Well, I've imported my bracer file along with my Lincoln head because I'm going to resize this. I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and I'm going to go to the scale. I'm going to try 10% and see how that works. That looks pretty good. I think I'm going to bump it up just a tad, maybe to 13. Okay, I'm printing it on my Creality printer just to check the size. If it doesn't work, I'll resize it, and then when I get something I want, I'll print it out on my resin printer. But that looks like the size I want. I'm just going to test it out. This shouldn't take long to print at all. Well, I have the file loaded, and it's cooking in there. You know, getting this little printer was a really good idea. I've really gotten my use out of it. It was a base model when I got it. I think it was, yeah, it was refurbished, and so it was a little older then. So you know what, it's been doing its job, and it really doesn't take up all that much room. Here I have it on a back, I guess, counter in our playroom, and it just kind of sits here, and it's kind of quiet. Doesn't really do much. I got all my little resins and my curing station back there. But yeah, I'm very grateful I got this thing. You know, it's not the best one in the world, but you know, it does what I want it to do. So if you're looking at getting into 3D printing and, you know, kind of hesitant, I would suggest just getting a base model and trying it out. You know, I've seen them as cheap as 179 bucks. You can see it doesn't take up all that much room, and it's really allowed me to do a lot of fun stuff. So I'm really glad I got it. At this point, I'm just going to pull off the supports. And there's a lot of them on this head. I guess all the detail for the hair warrants those extra supports. Kind of sticky at this point too because I haven't rinsed it. So let me grab my my alcohol. And let's get this rinsed. A couple more supports, but it looks like it's pretty well rinsed. I'm going to go ahead and take it out and cure it at this point. She came out great, look at that. And my little bracer came out really well too. You know what, I'm just gonna leave it in PLA format. It took like 5 minutes to print, so I'm just gonna print another one and get it primed. I'm gonna get this head primed too, and to do that, I'm going to use a hobby paint that I have from Vallejo. It's a pale flesh. Let me see, there's the information on it there. And it's really good for for female characters because it gives you a good light base to work off of. So I'm going to go ahead and get this head primed and the bracer primed too and get going on this. I'm really excited. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, what I've put together here is called a wet palette, and I've squeezed off a little paint on it already. This paint right here is called Sunkissed Peach, and the reason I'm using a wet palette today is because I'm going to be blending some skin tones, and I want to make sure that that I can keep those colors for a little bit, because I live in a very dry climate, and if I mix something, get the perfect color, and come back to it in just a few minutes, it's going to be dried up. So I've got her face painted with the first coat. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to do some red staining with a little wash that I'm going to make. So looking good so far. You know, when my face is drying, I might as well paint her hair. Squeeze that a bit. Ooh, that was a little too much. This one right here is a Canyon Sunset. It's like I made a huge mess. I'm going to just spread that out. And this is going to be her hair color. Looks like I got a little bit of that peach in there. It's not going to matter. I'm going to add another wash to it. But I want her to have a nice red tone to her hair. So I think this is going to do it. Gotta be careful around the face. You know what, I'm thinking maybe I should be using this more. I mean, it's not hard to do. I mean, some people keep them contained, you know, and I guess you can get a container for it, but I guess if you want to keep the paint colors that you're mixing, I don't plan to have all that much paint on this, so looks like I made a mistake by squishing out so much here, but other than that, I just don't see the need for need to keep it. You know, I'm surprised how detailed I can get with this 3D printer that I picked up. It was just a base model, you know, it's and it's a couple years old too. And it's done really, really well for me. I've been very, very pleased with it. And I thought it would be a lot more difficult to use than what it really is. It's really not that hard. I heard a lot of negative comments about getting one, and that kind of like put me off on it. Oh no, that's terrible. What am I gonna do? Get something to wipe that off real quick. Oh no, I'm making a mess. Well, this is what I planned to do with the red, so maybe it's not that bad. Let me get this. Oh, you're probably wondering what this is. This is, don't tell my wife, it's one of her makeup brushes, or makeup sponges. Okay, it looks like I got it, thankfully. Oh, that's not the brush I was using. I'm just making a mess. Look at this. Okay, it looks like I'm almost done. I can go back and touch up any like mismarks I've made. Looks like I'm gonna have to right there too. All right. Other than a couple of stray marks, I think I'm okay. I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna use a red here, Layer Evil Sun Scarlet, and I'm going to dilute this quite a bit. Let's see. I'm gonna put it in one of these trays over here. And I'm gonna put some water in there, and I'm gonna water this down quite a bit. Because this right here is going to be like the wash that I use for the face. And I want it to be very, very watery. So that's about the consistency and the color. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this into the face and let it pool. You can only do this if the face is dry though. And you get that, what looks like a muddy mess. Now I'm going to use my wife's makeup brush, and I'm just going to dab off the areas here, trying to keep the shadowed areas or the darker areas intact. Get it out of the eyes. And you can see what that's doing to the flesh tone. So it's just going to deepen it a little bit and make it a little more realistic. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to brush in the areas that need to have like a little bit of red in them, like the cheeks. And if you get too much, you can always go back and you can take care of it with your brush. And then just dab it off with your sponge. On the areas that you don't want it to be, where you don't want it to be. I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to let it dry and I'm going to go on to the next step. This is where I wash the hair. I'm going to wash the hair with something called Reichland Flesh Shade. And this is going to give it a brownish, reddish color. And I'm going to kind of water this down too. And you'll see what I mean. And I'm going to try to get where it meets the flesh. So there I've got it meeting the face. Looks like I didn't get that part. Let me see if I can still get it. It might be dry. Still wet enough for me to get. Okay, that's working. You see that's giving me a nice nice color for the hair. Let me try full strength. Oh yeah, full strength I think is going to work here better. You can see how it's kind of like picking up the details. It's giving it a little bit different, deeper color with some, interest in the sculpt. I have a little too much there. Let me pull back. I'm just gonna have fun with this, you know. I don't think you can really mess this up. I mean, if it's wet, if the hair is wet, then yeah, it's gonna be kind of a muddy mess. But if it's dry, you know, you can remove some if you put too much. You can add full strength, water it down. There's a lot you can do with this. Looks like the full strength is actually working out really well. I don't think, well, I haven't gotten to the eyes. But so far this has been a pretty easy one to do. You know, it hasn't been too stressful. But like I said, once you get to the eyes, that's where the rubber meets the road, right? That's where things can go south in a heartbeat. Looks like I got some on the face there too. I might have to do a little cleanup. I'm liking where that hair is going. I'm gonna go ahead and let this dry, and I'm gonna go back and do a little touch up. It looks like I got some on the face where I don't want it to be. Let me see if I can get that real quick. Might have gotten it. Looks like I got too much wash around the face. I'm gonna have to go back and touch that up. So I'm gonna let her dry, and we'll go on to the next step, which I think is gonna be the lips. For her lips, I'm gonna use some of this pink parfait. Hopefully a little bit. And let's see, I'm gonna mix it. Guess I'll mix it with one of these. Little orange. I think that's the color I want. Let's see. And when you paint the lips, it's important to put this little bow in here. Like you have a little V that you're going to be painting in there. That's looking pretty good. Make sure I get it all the way over here in the corner of her mouth. And if you make a mistake, you can always go back and you can, you know, add a little bit more of the flesh tone. So those are her lips. And now I'm going to try a dry brush. I'm going to use my original color here. Let me add a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of this. This is called the Acadian Flesh Tone, just a hint. Because this is kind of like a dark color. So I'm just going to take a little bit here. You can see that's darkening it up quite a bit. And I'm going to wipe this off with my brush. I'm going to use this as a dry brush. Looks like I didn't mix it well enough. This is where the wet palette comes in handy. So that's my color. Let me wipe it off. And this is going to be my dry brush. I should have waited on the lips, it looks like. Oh no. Looks like I didn't let her dry well enough. I'm making a mess. So much for my dry brush. Let's see if I can get this off. Forget what I said about this being an easy one, right? Yeah, I didn't let her dry enough. Okay, let me try this again. I'm gonna use a little lighter version of it. You know what, my towel's a little damp. Maybe that's it. I'm not getting a real dry brush. Let's try this again. That's much better. Hopefully I can fix that. Looks like I got it. And I still maintain those shadows. And I kept her lip color, so I have a flesh tone that I'm going to use for that right now. That's looking pretty good. Let me get that lip color again. I think I'm going to try my Reikland's Flesh Shade again. It's kind of like a diluted version of it. Not. You go full strength. Not bad. Okay, I think I'm going to stay with that. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna tackle the eyes. I think I can do this. Wish me luck. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little black here. And this black that I'm using is by Citadel. It's called Abaddon Black. And I'm gonna use this to kind of like paint the upper lid. I might have to paint the entire eye because it's just so small. But I'm focusing on keeping the paint like in the upper lid. And the same thing with the other eye. Just trying to push it up into the lid. Okay, that's looking good. Well, that's drying. I think I'm gonna go for the eyebrows, and for that I'm gonna use a brown paint. Let's see, I have this Morn Thang brown. That might work. Oops, sorry about the camera. A little brush. I'm gonna try the right facing brow first because there's very little of it showing. And if I don't like this color, I can always back off. Okay, let me try the other one. The eyebrows are not as nerve-wracking as the eyes themselves, but they're still, you know, it's not a lot of fun. I think I got them. I'm going to try the whites of the eyes. I'm going to use an antique parchment for this. Squeeze a little bit out of my wet palette. Alright. So I'm going to try to cover the black by keeping the lid. I want to keep the black lid. If I get some on the lower lid, that's okay because I have a color I put on that. That's going to be the like a pink or a flesh tone. It's going to help me out there. So I just need to get up to the upper lid without destroying it. That eye looks pretty good. And I can go back and I can fix any problems that I have. Okay, let me fix the bottom real quick. Again, a good reason you have these wet palettes is I can go back and I can take the color that I had before for the lips. And I'm going to use that for underneath the eye. You can see the white was right there. That went a little too far into the face. It's still a little too far. Okay, and now I'm going to do the black orbs. And on top of the black orbs, I'm going to add the color. So, first black dot. I need to go back and do that one again too. Maybe I should wait on the on painting underneath the lid. I want these to be big. This one looks a little weird. I think it'll be better once I add the green. So as those are drying, I'm gonna go ahead and get my green. I think I'm gonna use this right here. Xandri dust. I think that's gonna be my base for my green. I'm just gonna add a dot on top of the black. Now this is where I have to get it right so I can get those eyes to match up. Always seems to be one eye that just goes kind of like awry. It looks like it's this eye right here. Let me try to clean this out and start over again. I think I might just have to paint the whole thing white again, because it doesn't look like it's going to get fixed easily. Let me paint that one white and I'll come back to it, because I like what I'm seeing with the left eye. I think that's coming along quite nicely, but this one just seems to be a little weird. So I'll come back to that one. See if I can get it fixed. Okay, let me try this again. I think that's the best I'm going to be able to do. Let me add the Xandri dust and see how that looks. That looks horrible. All right, let's try this again. Ooh, I think I got it. Okay. I can breathe. Okay, I'm gonna let it dry just a little bit and I'm gonna come back with my Xandri dust. Looks pretty dry. Nope, still a little wet. I'm gonna wait, I don't wanna mess it up. It looks like I got it right where I want it, so I wanna keep it like that. All right, here we go. Just gonna bite the bullet. Hopefully this works. I'm gonna brace my finger on my thumb. Hopefully it gives me a little more control. I think I got it. At least that's the best I think I'm gonna get. All right, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna add a dot of black right in the center. Same thing over here. And then I'm going to add a little bit of white. Just a tad, like a tiny, tiny little prick of white. I'm not happy with this eye. I think it needs to go. Well, you know what? Let me try cleaning up the lid and see if that helps. I'm just going to grab some of this paint that I mixed earlier, and I'm just going to put it right underneath the lid. Hopefully that helps frame the eye. Better, but I think I need to go down more. Let me try the green. I need to fill that eye socket a little bit more. So let me try this and see if it works. Looks better. I'm going to try another black dot right in the center. Yeah, that looks a lot better. All right, I still have my white there, so I think I'm good. I'm gonna let that go. All right, let's see, what else do I need? I might be finished. I might just have to do a little bit of touch up. Maybe add some more wash to the hair. But I think I'm done. All right, I'm gonna take a look and see if there's anything else I need. And you know what, let me do the lips. I take some of my red wash that I have over here. It's that stuff I had earlier. I'm just gonna put it in between the lips and see what that does. Not bad. Good. Might as well. Just underneath the lid, just to make them a little red, and in that corner right there. I think that's doing something here. So let me try it again. Might as well put it above the eye too. Not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and spray this with my matte clear enamel and put her on a body. Let's check her out. You know, her hair wasn't dark enough, so what I did was I went back and I added another coat of this Reichel Flesh shade just to give it a little darker tinge. And I'm looking her over again. I think she looks okay. I'm still not happy with that eye. It's always one, isn't it? Yeah. Let me get her sprayed with my matte clear enamel and get her on the body. All right, this is becoming a bit obsessive. I'm gonna use some more of this red wash on the eyes just because they just don't look right. I just really need to frame them, I think. That looks better. Okay, now I think I'm done. It's not often that I can show a finished custom to my wife and have her know who it is. You know, usually she makes these strange associations, but this time she knew it was Scarlett Johansson from the Avengers movie. So I think that's a testimony to the head sculpt. That head sculpt is just spot on. You know, that little smirk and everything. When I finally got the eyes done, the eyes were the toughest one on this, you know. I think that's just because, you know, the original head sculpt is a 1/6 head sculpt. So, you know, bringing it down by 33% has just increased your difficulty level. But other than that, I think it was a pretty easy job. You know what? I am going to be using that wet palette a little bit more. You know, I really wanted to do it for this figure just so I could have that blending capability just readily available. And it seemed to work out so well that I think I'm going to just start using a wet palette. And it wasn't hard to put together. You know, just a couple of paper towel sheets sandwiched between some water and parchment paper. I mean, on top of a plastic plate. It wasn't hard at all. So I think I'll be doing it from now on. Just because I got that really nice skin tone just by, you know, adding that red wash and then blending a little bit. I think it came out really well. Matches the body almost identically. The outfit itself, I got from Classic TV Toys. It's just their black bodysuit. The boots, I think, were from a Star Trek figure. I don't know where I got this thing from. The yellow rubber belt also from Classic TV Toys. So most of this stuff came from Classic TV Toys. The body, I think it's a standard Mego body. It's not a Classic TV Toys body. Just a body I had laying about. But yeah, I think she's ready to join the Avengers. You know, it's going to look great. If you have an idea for my Hawkeye, let me know. If I go old school or a movie version, I'm up for either one actually. And I feel empowered because, you know, I got Black Widow out of the way. And I think that, yeah, female faces are always the toughest ones, right? The hair was super easy. All I had to do was just paint it that orange and then run a couple of washes through it. And my wife really liked the hair. She thought that was well done. And I think that's a really easy effect that, you know, really doesn't require a lot of effort. Well, until next time, you guys stay safe and be cool, and I'll see you guys really, really soon. I don't know when I'm going to get my Hawkeye done, but I'm gonna get started on him. And you know what? That leads me to another thing. After completing her, and just the fact that I'm so thrilled with her, I really want to do the white Black Widow. You know, with the ponytail and the white outfit. I think that would look super cool. Maybe after I finish my Hawkeye. I'm just sitting around bored one day. Well, you guys, see you later. I'll be back soon. Bye-bye.